started.
Okay, Loomis. Lepomis. E4. Let's try E5. I think I played E5 and I got into 4 knights last game. Okay. See what this one turns out to be. Ah, the old Ruy Lopez. So let's try gonna try the old main line. Bishop E7. So this should lead to some kind of a positional maneuvering game. So he defends there, that's normal. And I could go into the I could threaten to go into the Marshall Gambit here. Let's see if he bites. Okay, let's try it. I haven't played that in a while. He takes. Okay, so he can win a pawn here. And then I need to either defend the knight or move it. The original Marshall Gambit, the way Frank Marshall played it, was knight to f6 there. Aha, this is a little unusual. Normally, white plays d4 there, or retreats the rook. The rook is going to have to move anyway because the bishop is going to kick it, and it's got to find some squares to go to. I'm not sure if the queen is helping or not on that square, but let's see. I think I should go ahead and kick the rook. And now the queen is going to come to the square h4, and if the rook goes to e4 to stop that, I can play bishop bishop to f5 here, hitting the rook. So rook e4 is out, rook e3 is out, and he can't come forward, so he's going to go sideways. He can't go here, can't go here. This might be a short game. He could go here. I think that rook is going to end up being trapped. Yeah, it just has no squares to go to from that point. So is how not to play the Marshall Gambit. Okay, so he found a square for the rook. And yeah, and it's still it is still guarding the 4th rank there, so I can't play queen h4. Still, this doesn't seem like it should be all that good. Let's see, but I can't kick the can't easily kick the knight again, or the rook. Well, hang on a second. I should think about possibly trying to trap it, I suppose, with a move like bishop to bishop c5. Takes away all the squares on this row, except for he can always go back. No, he can't go back. So bishop c5, and where's the rook going? Pawn, knight, pawn, bishop, bishop, knight, bishop, queen, and then down is bishop. So I think he'll have to give up the exchange here. Of course, it's guarded by the bishop, so I don't want to take back with the queen. That would have been interesting. Okay, I have a couple loose pieces here, so maybe maybe white can get something. I'm already down a pawn, so just being down down the exchange for pawn is not fatal, and can sometimes even be good. So do I want to continue with queen h5? Let's throw in You know, my e-pawn is undefended too. I guess I'm going to allow that. He can take there, and that hits the rook, threatening my bishop. But this gives me a tempo here. Okay, so he's getting his queen aggressively placed. Let's try and stop that. If the queen goes to h6, I can play bishop f8 and chase it away from there. He could play, he can't play the bishop move because he's got to move the queen. I'll just take it. And now the queen can go back to h3 or can go to g4, g5, f4. These are all moves, looks like. Okay, now what? The pawn is defended on I think I need to get my rooks in the game. When you're up the exchange, you know, the one thing that your opponent has going for him is he's got more minor pieces, and sometimes they're just more active. So you got to find ways to get your pieces into the game. So he can trade off here, and I think that would be okay for me. I'm also thinking about just a4, a5, a4. Okay, he wants to keep the bishop on that diagonal. So if I play a4 here, that doesn't accomplish much, but I could play b4. Pawn takes, pawn takes, and then rook is hanging. So he can't take back a second time, and it'll open up a file for this rook, which would go along with what I was saying about trying to activate my pieces. If he takes that way first, of course, I'm threatening to take his rook, and if he exchanges, I'll have an open file. Okay, I can take another pawn. Well, I'm just trading off, and then place my rook on b8 here, hitting that bishop. Of course, it's not really doing much, is it? Let's put this bishop here. So they get some ideas of pushing his pawns forward. I'll have some pressure against the center pawn. Ah, the knight goes to there. Okay. So now, where's this bishop going? Let's see if I can find a way to invade with my rooks. Now if he plays knight, knight to g5 is an interesting move. I can play h6, but then I will have to defend that h6 pawn after the knight moves. Okay, so let's trade. And give the check. And trade again. And maybe just reinforce that rook is not going anywhere. I can exchange rooks and then pin the bishop there. Might be hard to defend. And then with pulling the bishop back, I get an avenue for my queen to come in. A square. I get a square for my queen. On e2 it looks like. And I have to be careful, yes, about leaving my back rank undefended. So if these were gone, he could play check and bishop here.
White resigns.
Yeah, I think he was in trouble once he loses this bishop, so I just have to play carefully. Anyway, that was an interesting game, a different way to play the Marshall Gambit, not the best, but I'll go ahead and upload this and do a postmortem as usual. See you guys later. Bye.